Our next business member has been a long-term sponsor of the Leesburg Partnership. Several of their employees give their time volunteering for many of the events and serve on the partnership board. Theus Funeral Home is not only dedicated to making the community a better place to live, but they are devoted to providing competent and compassionate support to families who have experienced a loss.
I think what makes us different than any other funeral home or cemetery in the area is basically our people. We have people that are passionate about serving others that are going through one of the most traumatic periods of their lives. They're experts at making each funeral and each interaction with the family unique. We own and operate 6 funeral homes and cemetery locations in Lake and Sumter counties. In Eustis, we have Lakeside Memory Gardens and Hamlin Hillbush Funeral Home. And in Tavares, we have Steverson Hamlin Hillbush Funeral Home and Cremations. And here in Leesburg, we have Theus Funeral Home and Hillcrest Memorial Gardens. And lastly, in Sumter County, we have Theus Funeral Home, serving that community. We're a full-service funeral home, so we handle basically all the burial options for traditional burial as well as cremation. In our cemeteries and our funeral homes, we handle cremation, burial, out-of-state transfers, military services, anything and everything that a family may choose at the time of need. The funeral directors and our counselors at our cemetery serve as a guide to take the family's information and then guide them through all of the obstacles and things that have to take place. We find that when people pre-arrange services, that there's several things that happen. For one, the conversation is done with a family rather than an individual who just lost their spouse of many years. The decisions that will be made are made as a group. We also find that it keeps them on track as far as honoring the person's wishes, which could have been laid out and documented before. It also prevents emotional overspending that can take place at times of great stress. If I had to talk to someone and persuade them to do this in advance, I think it would be important to know that the cost is frozen at today's cost and it would never increase, and it takes a financial burden off the survivors. Any funds that are collected in advance are basically placed in a trust that is regulated by the state. Those funds would be in an account and safe. They're not released until the time of death. One of the things that we strive to do is celebrate a life. And we do that by finding unique things that we can tie to that person. Memories are the most valuable possessions that we have. And I think that you'll find with our staff at our cemeteries and our funeral homes that they all have a passion to bring out those memories and make sure that they're reflected during anything that we do.
Service and community have been 2 of the founding principles since they began in 1924, nearly 90 years ago. Today's staff continues that tradition, leaving little surprise that Theus Funeral Home was voted Florida Trend Magazine's Best Company to Work For in 2013.